When in doubt, go with warrior. This job has been the staple of pretty much every fantasy game, and is usually the default option for your character when you enter the character creator. And of course, this job is waiting for you in our game. But what does it mean to be a warrior in Final Fantasy XIV? Let's start with the history of the warrior in Eorzea. And that history is a little bit tricky because we can't pinpoint the origin of the warrior fighting style. Though we know they're more than 5 centuries old, and likely even older, we have very limited writing from the warriors themselves, and those are generally written in the Old Rohirrim tongue, and seem to mostly cover the subject of either the fighting style or how to control the inner beast, which gives the warrior their unparalleled fighting prowess. Our most reliable source dates actually back to the origin of the city-states, different from our modern Eorzea where trade and cooperation between the states is the norms. This was a time of fighting and distrust, as each city-state tried to establish their place in Eorzea, expand their borders, and make a living for the people. And while the city-states were waging war, up in the mountains lived the Hellscarred Rohirrims. In a place many of them live today. The Hellscarred are the Rohirrims who inhabit the volcanic region of the Appalachia Spine. They don't have a city of their own, but instead live in numerous clans within the vast mountain range. And the Hellscarred believe the Mountain of Flame to be the gate to the underworld, so they have stood guard there for centuries, keeping vigil over the volcanic area to prevent the passage of souls coming from the underworld back into the world of the living. In this harsh climate, the warrior ash seems to have grown, and by the point the city-states were at war, there were already stories of fierce warriors up in the mountains, of Rohirrims able to fight with ferocity of wild beasts, survive deadly injuries, and take down unthinkable foes. So of course the city-state reached out to recruit these men and women to serve them, starting a tradition that remains to this day, where the Hellscarred generally work as mercenaries down in the cities. Even today, not known as warriors, they are still known for being formidable fighters and are seen some of the best mercenaries you can get. But at the time the warriors did fight for the city-states, there would be many rumors about them, some talking about how great fighters they were, how they were like monsters on the battlefield, plowing down the enemy, fighting against unlikely odds and coming out victorious. And then there were the stories of the monsters on the battlefield, frothing at the mouth with red glowing eyes, turning against friend and foe equally. And as the city-states moved from time of war to time of peace, the warrior quickly fell out of favor, and they did not just become unwanted but outright shunned, leading to the tradition of their fighting style to vanish from the main cities and recede back to the isolated villages of the Spine. That is of course until A Realm Reborn, where we end up joining the Marauder Guild in Limsa, and through it meet the warrior Curious George, who helps us unlock our own inner beast and become a warrior. And as we become a warrior, we learn how to hone the inner beast to use its power to kill our foes and protect our allies, as we also try to help our fellow warriors understand their origin and how to control their own beasts as well. You take on the role of protector of others, wielding a mighty axe as you use your considerable battle ferocity to take on any danger to your friends and your world. And the warrior is a sight to behold, usually seen wearing heavy armor, often made out of dark metal, adorned with furs and red cloth, that is only enhanced when they let their beast out, showing the red glowing eyes filled with fury. They wield massive axes, and are often viewed as nigh on unkillable later on. As a healer, the warriors are my favorite tanks to heal, simply because they seem to take the health bar as a suggestion, not as a rule, and they just survive anything out of pure spite and anger. It is absolutely amazing. What does it then mean to be a warrior? Well, it means you're one of the few able to use a combat art that is pretty much extinct. You have mastered your inner beast and found ways to use the power to keep your friends safe and make your enemies quiver in fear as you show up with your massive axe. You don't live by a code, but instead you live more like a mercenary, traveling from place to place, be it for money, new knowledge, or just because you want to hit every bigger things with your axe. Whatever your reason is, you're gonna keep on traveling and you're gonna keep on doing what you believe is right. And there is one rule that is always gonna be there, and that is there is nothing you cannot smash your way through with an axe. Now, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like Final Fantasy XIV lore, I try to release lore videos every weekend. So make sure to subscribe and press the notification bell if you want to be notified of my future videos. And if you want to be the best warrior of light, interact with this video, because that helps the algorithm know this is something worth watching, meaning they're gonna show it to more people, and that's gonna make me so happy. So like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever suits you. Or just click one of the videos on the screen right now. Whatever you do, I hope you have a lovely day.